Hello, Joy Tribe. Welcome back to my channel. This is Joy Villa, and this is another series, another part of my series, my reaction series, which I'm bringing back because of popular demand. My name is Joy Villa. I'm a singer, songwriter, actress, public speaker, best-selling author, film producer. Need I say more? But the most important thing I love about myself and I do love myself, is that God has blessed me with freedom to speak out and speak up for the things I care about. And I love having my joy tribe. So I also want to have I want to create this exciting announcement for you, let you know about it, is that I have the 5 Pillars of Joy book now available in hard copy or ebook as a pre-order. That's right, you guys know I'm writing this beautiful ebook and you guys can get your hands on it at a discount if you go to joyvilla.com. We talk about the 5 Pillars of Joy: faith, freedom, finance, fitness, and family. All right, so let's jump into it. The trending topic today is Britney Spears. Britney Spears has been all over the news because she released her memoir. I believe it's titled The Woman in Me. And it's has some spicy things in there. There's a few allegations, there's some name dropping. Let's get into it. We're going to react to this video here. Britney Spears claims she had, and we can't say the word. Oops, sorry, the slide is going too fast here. Let's go back to it. Let me pause this. So I'm not going to say the word, but you can read it on the screen. Britney Spears claims she had an incident because Justin Timberlake didn't want to be a father. If it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. This is from the Instagram of liveaction.org. Live Action is a nonprofit organization that I support, protecting babies, the unborn, and mothers. This is heartbreaking, Joy Tribe. This is heartbreaking. This is the news that she's released, and it's going viral. And she is saying that she had one of these, she had, and she had every material resources, Live Action is saying, available to take her and make her feel empowered, and yet she didn't feel empowered with this. Let's look at the next slide. This is a series of slides. This is absolutely heartbreaking. It puts it into perspective, their relationship, and every interview she's done, where you really do see like a young girl who was taken advantage of by the music industry, by the media industry. I mean, you guys know I left Hollywood. I still do entertainment, but I do it from an organic, independent. I'm an independent artist, and I do this YouTube channel, which you can support, by buying my merch, by tipping if you want, supporting it. Inner Circle member. It's only $5 a month right here on YouTube, but I would have been locked in that system because they say don't get pregnant and don't get fat. That's what I was told by a producer when I was young. When I first entered into the system, you can do whatever you want, just don't get pregnant and don't get fat. So she got pregnant and she got the pressure to have this incident that happened to her, which is incredibly traumatic. As you can see, the timeline is starting to make sense. 2007, anyone, with the shaving of the head, the dark haunting look in her eyes now. She went through a messy divorce. This woman has been through a lot. She's a Disney kid. She was spit up, chewed up and spit out by the industry. Let's read the next slide. In her new memoir, The Woman in Me, Britney Spears claims she was pressured into having an incident by her boyfriend at the time, Justin Timberlake. Whoo, child, that is so heartbreaking. She's a beautiful woman, beautiful artist. I know she was used and abused. I mean, she was over sexualized and sensationalized as a teenager, on the cover of Rolling Stone at 17, topless. Like, wasn't she topless? It was disgusting, gross things that the whole industry pretends like they weren't part and parcel to. And then this is the degradation that happens. She says, it was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. She's speaking of the pregnancy. I love Justin so much. Oh, I always expected us to have a family together one day. This poor woman. This would be just much, this would just be much easier than I'd anticipated. But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. Ooh, child. This is heartbreaking because she had all the resources, all the money, all of the, you would think, prestige, and she had a high profile relationship with another celebrity, another Disney kid. And I don't want anyone sending hate to Justin Timberlake. He does have a cold look in his eyes. I remember looking at him going, there's something there back in the day. Listen, he's happily married now. I wish him the best. There's always forgiveness. But what he's done here in these allegations, if it's true, which I don't see why she would lie about this, especially this is very brave to talk about. But this is awful. And this is really the reality of it. A lot of women, most women, are pressured into getting this done. They don't choose it. They're not up there like Michelle Williams thanking her incident for giving her the statuette. Do you guys remember that? That was either at the Oscars or the Golden Globes. It was the Golden Globes a few years ago. It was pre-COVID. She thanked her incident and the ability to have those for having the little gold statuette. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's awful. It breaks my heart because it hurts families, it hurts mothers, it hurts babies. Obviously, people can't recover from this. Like, people, it's very hard to recover from this. You guys know I have my own personal story where I gave a child up for adoption because I don't believe in doing this. I was young. I was around 19 years young. It was an abusive relationship. It was very tough. And at the time, I knew having a baby would not be the way to go. But I also didn't believe in deleting that child off the face of the planet because of my mistakes. We had failed. We were using contraceptives and it was failed. It was my second ever relationship. And it was just, we were fully in a relationship. He was not the man I thought he was. I was naive. I was young, dumb, and I got pregnant. And it was heartbreaking to decide to do this. I prayed about it. I found the answer in an adoption agency. I went through the process, and I have a child that is alive today because of that. It's so terrible that she couldn't, they used to do that back in the day, send the women to the mountains to go study, and then they would come back. They would go to a monastery. They would go to the gardens. They go study. And they would come back and they would have had the baby and given the baby away to protect the woman, you know, especially upper class women, unwedded mothers. You couldn't have that in society. And here we have one of the most famous artists of all time, married to another one of the most, not married, excuse me, dating, and they couldn't have their child because he didn't want to be a father, that they were way too young. It's ridiculous. She could have had that baby. You imagine her life would have been completely changed. I know being a mother changes people. It helps people. I'm not saying you should be forced to have the child, but if you were doing the act, you know what it leads to. And a child should not pay for the sins of their father or the sins of their mother. And I don't even think it's a sin at that point. They were in love. They were doing what they were doing, and they got pregnant. What a gorgeous baby that would have been. And for him to pressure her to do that at a young age with all that pressure on society, and I'm sure she had other pressure around her, and the one person she loved, she didn't think of it as a tragedy. She thought they were going to have a life together. She was in love with him. That's heartbreaking. I know because I've been in a relationship where the person did not want to have children with me. And, it was a marriage, and not to, we're still friends. He treated me, very well. He's a very good man. And we ended our marriage, my ex-husband, but he didn't want to have children. And I tell you, it's the worst pain to be with someone who doesn't have children. But I also realized I wasn't clear on what I wanted when I was very young in my 20s. Also, gave a child up for adoption, I was like, I really want to be ready. I know my career is my focus right now. My grind is my focus. And now I'm in my 30s, and there's still hope. There's always hope. It's never too late. And I may adopt, funny enough, but also I believe in children. I believe in family. Marry before you carry. But if you find yourself in this situation, just know that this is not the only answer here, despite what Hollywood is telling you. Justin has not commented on the allegations. I bet not. He's going to stay quiet. He's not going to talk about that. Poor Britney. It really puts it in perspective, though. Britney, if you're watching this, I love you. You're beautiful. Thank you for not keeping this silent. Oh, here's some statistics too. 64% of women who've undergone an incident did so due to pressure from parents, boyfriends, employees, and friends. Woo, that's the studies with the studies down there. I think it's from Pew University. It'll show the women coerced into it. A 65% higher risk of clinical depression, have 6 times higher rate of deleting themselves compared to women who give birth. I know that's true. I've worked with women who've had that happen. Live Action works with women. To this day, it's one of the most agonizing things I have ever experienced in my life. Brittany, we can tell, and we love you. We love you, sister. Women deserve better. That's right. You can go there to read more. If you're wondering if you're in a hard spot right there, you know, you guys have seen my very vocal opinions on the Grammys red carpet. I talk about my, adoption story. If you're struggling, you're a young lady right now, you're feeling pressured, I want you to know you are not alone. God is here with you. You do have options. There are plenty of choices. And I want you to know that this one can scar you forever. Don't believe the hype. Don't sell your soul for Hollywood. It will only eat you up inside. You are worth more than that. You are beautiful. And if it's happened to you and you've already had one, there's always forgiveness and love. I never, ever judge a woman who's been put against the wall in that situation because I don't know her situation. We don't know her situation there. Obviously, it was extremely hard for her to admit. So very brave. Well done, Brittany. I'm so sorry for your loss. Hopefully you've grieved and been able, now you have sons, and whew, it just scars a woman. And Justin, shame on you for doing that. I hope that you have apologized to her, and I think he has children too. And let's do better. Let's do better for women out there. Do agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments below. I'm just as shocked as you with this news. Reaction channel is up. Let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? All of those things. Okay, leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to pre-order the 5 Pillars of Joy at joyvilla.com. I've also got my blog up and my podcast, The Joyful Life, on my website, joyvilla.com. New and improved, baby boo. I'll see you guys, Joy Tribe, in the next video. Stay blessed.